Hi, Frank. So I'm going to try and write on these. I think I can, just about. Right. Okay, great. So, good work. This is good. Right. Very good. And this is good as well. I hope you understand what's sort of happening here with this issue of marginal costing and selling price. So, like you've said rightly, we tip at on first, when you at first look at something, you want to make sure that the selling price is greater than the selling price is greater than the marginal cost, right? The marginal cost is a variable cost of making a product. Okay, great. Good, I've seen you've written 25 here, and I can't seem to see any calculations for this. So please do this. I'm seeing you today, I hope, in class. So we'll discuss what's going on here with the rest of this. But you're right, that is the marginal cost. So finish the question here with this one. But these two are good. And finish this. Okay, right. Let's look at the next one. At the next page that we have done. Then you go on to look at this, and this is all very correct, well and good. But I think what they want you to do is you have correctly done the calculations. Plan A is better, but oops, let me just get a better pen. But what the examiner is really looking for is for you to kind of say a bit more, if you like. So you can see they want you to talk about the fact that we don't know. It says from past experience. So there are a couple of variables here. This potential profit of 600 is only dependent on all those 30 seats. Those 30 seats being actually taken up. So it says expects 30 seats to be sold. And here we have 40 seats. But what this examiner is really expecting you to talk about really is what marginal costing is, and the fact that to even do this you need spare capacity. So these are concepts you need to discuss or talk about. So you need spare capacity to even make this thing work. You need to also make sure that your existing customers are not affected. Right? Not affected. You need to make sure your existing customers are not affected. You need to make sure you have spare capacity. You also need to make sure that that this contract, the people you're offering this contract to, are sort of aware that this can only happen in the short term, right? Because very soon, once you come to the end of the period, you need to start thinking again about covering your long term or your fixed costs, right? Okay. Right, so that's that for that question. So please read the textbook for this. Read the textbook and make sure that you understand what's going on with marginal costing. We'll come to this again. You have to do this question again, I'm sure you will. But you need to make sure you're looking at what marginal costing is. Let's look at the next question. Again, good calculations, but again, we need to have this discussion about, and you have correctly said that you would only take, so you have correctly said that we would take plan 1, but you see the focus really is on highlighting this 37 and this 45. So you want to change this pen color. You want to clearly highlight this idea that we're really trying to compare the 45 with the marginal cost of 38 and the 37 with the 38, right? And the fact that this is less than this means we don't take this. The fact that this is more than this means we take that, right? So that's where you're going with this. But then you also want to then argue. So like all the arguments I just given on the other page, you want to make. And then you also want to make the argument, well, it doesn't, even though this is less than this, there is still a potential that we might be able to get a long-term contract. Because these people are offering us quite a bit more volume, right? So, this is where we're going with this question here. So write this up, please, and let me see it again. You need to make some actual discussion about this. And then the final thing, I think you're yet to discuss this because you seem to have sent me the page without any work. But in terms of a discussion, yeah, I think what we can do is I'll just discuss this, and I think I do discuss this in a video. So I actually have a video looking at this question. So please watch the video on this question, and that should guide you. Okay, great stuff. Thank you. See you in class today.